As part of the 20th anniversary season, the Schwartz Center for the Performing Arts is pleased to present Bernstein's Mass by Leonard Bernstein in cooperation with the Cornell Department of Music, directed by David Felchew and music direction by Scott Tucker.
It's a spectacle. It's going to be awesome. It was premiered for the Kennedy Center, for the opening of the Kennedy Center in 1971.
Bernstein called it a theater piece for singers, dancers, and actors.
But I feel I don't show what I show isn't real. What is real, Lord, I don't know, I don't know.
The liturgical choir represents the faith and allegiance to God and the Bible. So their voices, they only speak in Latin, and it's very reverent. They speak a lot of the words from the Catholic Mass. And the street chorus represents doubt. So we almost always speak in English. When we speak in Latin, it's to mock the liturgical choir. And so we come out and we represent people who have sinned, who are living derelict lifestyles, which oppose the point of views of the liturgical choir, and put the celebrant, who's the main soloist, in a position of confusion, and he has to decide where he has to end up. It's very cool to be part of Mass. At this point in my time at Cornell, I'm a member of the Cornell Glee Club, so behind me are all my friends who I've been singing with for 4 years. I thought that I would, be juggling rehearsals with and without them, but instead they're with me almost all the time, which makes it a really cool experience with a lot more friends than I'm usually with in a smaller cast show. Also, the vocal energy on stage is incredible.
The children's choir, which represents innocence.
And there are dancers, in addition to, who kind of represent what's going on inside the celebrant's mind.
The design concept is based on a stained glass window of a church in Manhattan that the director David Felchew saw and was inspired by. So the colors from that are taken and used for this set. There's purples and golds and oranges. And then most of the street chorus is in blacks and grays and whites. And we look kind of dowdy, but we all have little specks of color from this stained glass window in us. So I know some of the kids have some sparkly shoes. My costume, I've got some splashes of color in my apron, and
talking to us, David Felchew, the director, was talking to us at the beginning of the rehearsal process, and we read some articles when the show was first reviewed, and kind of a common theme about it was ahead of its time, that people couldn't really appreciate it yet. So now maybe we're in the time that it's supposed to be played, because it's an awesome piece, and I'm really excited to get to share it with everyone.
Definitely exciting to see just the enormity of the project. I think that's one of the things I will remember. But of course there's the personal aspect. There's an amazing chemistry between the street chorus members, which is enhanced by the fact that we're all different ages, also because of the equity actors who have this amazing acting experience. And they're also, I think there's there's 2 Cornell staff members, so they're not equity actors, but they also have a different background. And then there are theater majors, and there are music majors, and there's an engineer. I mean, it's just, there are 2 engineers, I think. it's just an amazing mix of people, and the fact that it turns out so harmonious and so well is not only endlessly fun and memorable and something I will definitely be thinking of 20 years from now, but it's also very helpful to the piece, because if we're directed to kind of move and behave and interact with the celebrant as a unit, it's really not a problem.